previously on Life.
Our consumers smoke because it's something they like to do. It gives pleasure to many, many people around the world each day who choose to smoke.
Capitalism must be guided by ethics, by morality, by care for the weak.
The question is, what kind of economic development are we pushing for Mexico? What are our needs?
Yes. Okay,
Mary Chabala is a farmer in northern Zambia. Not long ago, she and her husband Barnabas were among the more prosperous farmers in their village. Now they're destitute, victims of a plague that threatens to transform this part of the world. Like nearly 30 million others living in sub-Saharan Africa, Barnabas and Mary are infected with the HIV virus that causes AIDS. They're too sick to continue farming, so the task of growing food now falls to their 11-year-old son Wisdom and his young cousins, orphaned by the AIDS pandemic. More than ever before, it's children who are left to bear the responsibility of agriculture. And as a result, when a parent dies from AIDS, yields fall by up to 50%.
When we were healthy, we used to grow a lot of crops and support many family members who came to live with us. But now, since we've been sick, things have become much more difficult. We had to sell everything we own to buy food and to pay for our medical expenses.
Across southern Africa, rain doesn't always fall where or when it should. And cycles of drought and crop failure, aggravated by poverty and ineffective government policies, have contributed to occasional food shortages. But now, with the number of HIV infections rising daily, there is a new and different food crisis on the horizon.
If it was simply another period of hunger, which is cyclical in southern Africa, you could get over it, you get some food supplements, over time you recover. But what everyone is observing now is that even when there is some marginal recovery because you get rains and the crops come and the landscape flourishes and there's food, nonetheless, the families everywhere are ill.
If you do the maths, one person is dying every 4 or 5 minutes from AIDS. So as you begin to add those figures up, it's impacting throughout society. It is, as we say, it's affecting the very fabric of society.
In a country like Zambia, nearly 80% of the population is involved in agriculture, very small-scale agriculture. So when you have these high prevalence rates of HIV, up to 20%, and in some areas higher, of course it affects immediately the food supply of these very people who are producing. So the fact that a lot of people are subsistence farmers means that the impact is so much larger.
The highest rate of HIV infection is among young adults between the ages of 15 and 49. These are the agricultural workers whose small farms fed families and villages. And when added together, entire countries. Since 1985, more than 7 million farmers have died from AIDS in the worst-hit regions, striking at the heart of agriculture. Barnabas once grew enough food to support a household of 10 people. Now he relies on the generosity of neighbours to feed his family. Only 10 years ago, before the AIDS pandemic moved into rural communities, life expectancy in Zambia was 52 years of age. Now it's fallen below 40. A bowl of cornmeal is all his neighbours have to offer. Not much to sustain a body weakened by AIDS.